This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association. Your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Dustin Hoffman.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Hoffman. Today is Wednesday, October the 26th, 2022. We're so glad you could come along with us today. Coming up a little later in the program, I talk with Tony Orlando and Matt Frank of Firestone Ag and find out what's new for this fall harvest season. We'll also have your ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down those markets. It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net. Well, we're at the end of another trading day here on your Wednesday, and we're turning to Tyler Schau of agmarket.net. Tyler, what did we see come out of that trade today?
A lot of back and forth trade again. You really kind of have to be getting used to this. It's kind of difficult to adjust after the big moves in all commodities, basically all summer, well, spring, summer, and early fall long. Here the last few weeks, just kind of stuck in kind of a range. Corn just seems to be stuck in that, $6.70 to $7 range against the December and $6.80 to $7 range in March. Soybeans, kind of the same story, just kind of hovering right around that $13.80 in November and $13.90 out in March. Wheat market has slowly been kind of shedding off some of its value over the last couple of weeks. It's basically just a lot of no headline news, and we're kind of in a market that likes to trade headlines. And so, we've been trying to caution producers that maybe have gotten a little bit complacent. Don't sit on your hands and just expect this price is going to go shooting higher. Any type of news could push this thing significantly lower in corn, beans, and wheat, and it could also push it a lot higher. So now's a really good time if you've got a lot of unprotected bushels to be looking at buying some type of option strategy to protect your downside if you're going to store it in the bin. As far as today's moves, December corn down 0.75 cents. Beans were virtually unchanged, and wheat kind of traded both sides of unchanged today.
So first of all, let's say I'm holding on to some grain, not sure if I want to store it or sell it. Is the basis looking good enough that selling's not a stupid idea right now?
No, selling is not a stupid idea. There's two parts to that question. Number one, basis is hit and miss all over the country. There are pockets of the country where basis is very, very good for harvest or shortly post-harvest basis levels. Parts of Iowa where you're seeing 20, 25 over on corn. You get into the Western Corn Belt where we know they've got a problem. You're looking at basis bids of $1 to $1.75 over in some areas. So, of course, if you're in that area, you probably didn't grow a lot of corn. But in a lot of parts of the growing region where we did have good crops, you're looking at some of the best basis bids you've ever seen at harvest, maybe with the exception of 2012. So I don't think we can say this is a dumb time or a bad move to be selling grain here. If you take a look between this year's price and last year at this time, I think we have about $1.30 difference on corn, $1.50 difference on soybeans. So we're sitting at awfully good price levels for this time of the year. And it's foolish to be ignorant to those price levels. If you've made sales, if you were ahead of the game and you made some sales this spring, then maybe those bushels you've got in the bin or putting in there now can be kind of some gambling bushels. But I certainly, if you've done nothing up to this point, don't be ashamed to go out and make some sales with strong basis levels. Like I said, shortly after harvest. Is there room for this thing to move higher? Obviously, yes. But like I said, we're only a few headlines away from things that the cards kind of come toppling down on this.
Moving over to the livestock side of things, how did cattle and hogs fare today?
Kind of the same story of the last several days. We gain a little, we give a little back. Today we gained a little back. Feeder cattle ended up about $1 ahead of the game, with the exception of the October contract, which is going to expire tomorrow. You won't see that move very much. Fat cattle kind of boasts. I mean, same story there, up 27 to 30 cents. And your hogs just kind of same story, up about 30 cents across the board on hogs. There just really wasn't a big driver. The grain markets didn't sell off enough to really fuel that livestock market ahead. You know, I remain somewhat bullish in the cattle market. We're still hearing stories of packers being aggressive buyers, and I think I mentioned last week we haven't seen that in quite a few years. So that's a good sign for the cattleman and the cattle feeder, and has been well needed.
You know, it's after all the volatility we have, maybe a day or two of it being kind of just quiet and not much movement isn't a bad thing either.
Yeah, you know, I try to remind people that we don't always have to have a reason for grain to move 3 or 4 cents. And, you know, we get some of these days where just, you know, we don't really see a lot of price action. I know, you know, it's a change of pace from like what we saw the last really year. But it's not all bad, just kind of slowing down, kind of trying to figure out. I think the good news is, as we've mentioned several times, we're just wrapping up a pretty fast and furious harvest, and prices have remained strong. Basis levels have remained strong and are strengthening. So I think the farmer's in a good spot. But like I said, the worst thing you can do now is get complacent and just expect this market to keep moving higher.
All right, Tyler, if folks want to talk marketing strategies with agmarket.net, what's a good way for them to get in touch?
Go to our website, agmarket.net. Got our contact page. I also like to point out we're going to be hosting a conference in Nashville on February 6th of this year. So take a look at that. We've got some information posted on our website. If they want to call me, direct 701-987-6009.
All right, Tyler, we welcome your insight and have a good one. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Thanks, Dustin.
That again was Tyler Schau of agmarket.net. Let's run down those closing numbers courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart. December corn was down 1 1/4 at $6.85 even. March down 1 3/4 at $6.90 1/2. November soybeans down 1/4 at $13.81 3/4. January up 3/4 at $13.93 even. Soy meal was down $5.50 at $4.02 even. Soy oil was 90 cents higher at $70.37. Chicago wheat for December up 5 3/4 at $8.40 1/2. Minneapolis down 1/4 at $9.52 even. Kansas wheat up 6 1/4 at $9.40 3/4. Oats for March down 1 1/4 at $3.64 3/4. December live cattle were up 27 cents at $153.57. November feeders up 90 cents at $178.82. December lean hogs up a nickel at $88.50. Pork cutouts were down 55 cents at $96.97. Class 3 milk unchanged at $21.78. And that's been your Ag Market Recap. We're going to take a short break and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, we will talk with the folks at Firestone Ag. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to AMPM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Huffman. Well, during the Farm Progress Show, we got to see all kinds of things that are new in agriculture, whether it's equipment or accessories. And we had the chance to talk with the folks at Firestone Ag. We talked with Tony Orlando and Matt Frank, and here's what they had to tell us about what's new.
With the folks from Firestone, and we have Tony Orlando. He is the big chief here at Firestone. And tell us a little bit, first of all, what you guys got going on down here.
Yeah, so we've been here, you know, with Farm Progress for many, many years, and today we've got exhibiting, you know, some of our technology, our tires, also a little bit of our rich history that we have, being the inventor of the first pneumatic farm tire in 1929. Also really a focus as well on sustainability, some of the things we're doing, sustainability as well. So those are the key aspects of what we're talking about here at Farm Progress this year.
Well, being sustainability is such a hot topic word in the ag industry. Tell us about, first of all, how that fits in with the tires.
So certainly the first thing I'll say is every farm tire that comes out of our primary ag plant in Des Moines, Iowa here is made with soybean oil, and that's one thing we're very, very proud of. Also, we use recyclable materials as well in the manufacture of our tires. And one of the things you'll see in our exhibit here is also this focus on Waiuli, which will be the first U.S.-based natural source of natural rubber. And this is an investment that Bridgestone has made $150 million in here in the past few years, and we continue to bring that to commercialization by 2030 is the plan.
All right, and so you guys are standing right in front of some great tires, and you can talk products here. Matt, tell us about this tire that's right behind you guys. What it's looking like and what we can expect from these kind of quality products.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is Maxi Traction. This is our latest radial tire product. So Firestone has been focused pretty heavily the last several years on driving premium technology, which includes radial tires like this. Maxi Traction helps reduce soil compaction, saves fuel, and it's just a better performing tire to improve yields for farmers. And it's also available with what we dub 82 technology, which is IFVF technology. So again, that's a premium technology that allows you to either reduce your inflation pressure or carry heavier loads, and it really helps maximize your footprint again for reduced soil compaction and better productivity.
And soil compaction is very key nowadays.
Yes.
With all the equipment that runs on it, and everything's getting bigger.
Absolutely, yes. So we just have to make sure tires keep up with the technology that the equipment manufacturers are putting out. So
now this line, is that work for different size tractors? I mean, obviously you got different size rims out there. I mean, what's available?
Yeah, and actually Maxi Traction works not only multiple sizes of tractors, but also works for sprayers and combines as well. So it's a pretty broad line that we are constantly updating, introducing new sizes. We've had it for several years, and it's a pretty strong mover for us.
It's focused on high horsepower. It's focused on high horsepower equipment, like Matt said, primarily tractors, sprayers, and combines.
Okay. Yeah. So we're looking at this tire right now, and we can't get much better visual than this. So if someone's got to look at their tires going into fall, where are some areas that they really need to look for wear and tear that's saying, hey, either I can go a little longer or I better get this changed before we hit the fields?
Well, I think some of the big things, the most important thing to maintain tire life is to make sure that your air pressure is set properly. So we have a tool that we have on our FirestoneAg.com. It's a tire inflation calculator. It allows you to put in the configuration of your tractor and the load that you're carrying, and provides for you the appropriate air pressure for that operation. That's the most important thing. The second thing you need to look for is just do a visual inspection. It's look for cuts and scrapes, as you've kind of mentioned. Look for worn spots in the tread. Also, make sure you check the connection, the nuts and bolts, and all the different the valve stem as well. Make sure that's not worn. These are the areas that, especially over the winter, as your tractor's not being used, that's a great time to do that. And ready for the spring. If you need to get new tires, great time to do that. You're up for the new season.
We're going to talk about the tracks that you guys have available.
Yes.
Tell us about those products as well.
Yeah. So Maxi Tracks is a new quad track product that we've introduced last year. Again, Trax is another premium technology, a great way to reduce soil compaction. So I very much align with the Firestone, our goals as a business. So yeah, that's very, very popular for us, and we're very excited about that introduction.
All right, Tony, if I can go back to you. Obviously, the plant's been in Des Moines for quite some time.
Yes.
I drive by it every day on the way to the network studios, and I'm usually there about shift change time, and so you see a lot of people coming out, a lot of people going in. Obviously, you're able to employ a lot of people in the area with that business.
Yeah, so we have roughly, call it 1,000 different individuals between our USW workers as well as contractors. We've been manufacturing out of Des Moines since 1945. We're really proud that in the last few weeks we've come to a new agreement, a 4-year agreement with the USW as well. And so we continue to hire. We've got new incentives in place to not only retain people, but to bring more people into the plant, because demand is very, very strong. But great facility, great heritage we have. We've got some folks that have been working there for over 40 years, and are 3rd and 4th generation individuals. So real proud of the people that we have in the plant facility that we have right here in Des Moines.
And how important is it to keep that manufacturing here in Des Moines and not send it overseas?
Well, one of the interesting things that we're seeing here in the last few years because of COVID is what we call a flight to local for local. So you're seeing a lot of of customers, particularly OE customers, that are really wanting to source more of their product from domestic markets because of difficulty getting access to carrier and freight, exporting from, say, India or China into the U.S. And so there's this natural tendency right now to source more locally. So we're really happy that we've got this manufacturing plant, great manufacturing plant right in Des Moines.
All right, so if people want more information about Firestone Ag products and tires, where do they go to find that?
Go to firestoneag.com.
All right, Tony, Matt, thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that again was Tony Orlando and Matt Frank of Firestone Ag. Now let's run down that ag weather outlook. Well, it's been sunny and very clear out here in Des Moines today. A nice day out there. Temperatures pretty mild, a little bit to the cool side, but only Riley's going to complain about that. Definitely some great weather to keep the harvest going. So what's in store for the next 24 hours? Let's see what the National Weather Service has to say. Well, we had some clear skies to start the day here in Des Moines. It was nice seeing the stars out when we were getting ready to start the day. Now today, look for those clouds to start to push off from the west for the most part. There'll still be some chances of showers in the southeast and especially along the Mississippi River Valley. We'll see highs in the low to mid 50s. Now tonight, variably cloudy skies will be more clear in the west. Rain should finish off in the east, and we'll see temperatures anywhere from 30 to about 40 degrees. And then tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies, and highs will be in the mid to upper 50s. Taking a look at the affiliate weather map, we see Cherokee tomorrow will be sunny and 57. Shenandoah and Des Moines both coming in sunny and 59. Waterloo will be sunny and 55. Albia sunny and 58. Clinton will see sunny skies and 57 degrees. More detailed forecasts in your area, tune to your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. And that's been our Ag Weather Outlook. And with that, we're at the end of today's show. Don't forget you can find all our content online at iowaagnet.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, and on our YouTube channel. While you're there, make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you get notified every time we put out a video. You can also check out our free Twice Daily Market podcast on Apple, Amazon, Podbean, Spotify, and Google. From the IARN studios in Des Moines, I'm Dustin Huffman. For Riley Smith and Mark Magnuson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.